Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol TLRY. We will take a look at the 15-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 15-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 15 minutes. So while this here may look like a couple weeks worth of time, it's actually just 1 day broken down today into 15-minute time slices. I like through this time frame that does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I did this analysis yesterday, so that's where all these red and green line annotations are coming from. And what I'm going to do is get rid of some of these lines here, and I'll explain that in a second, because now that we have more data, the biggest point of data, and this isn't necessarily shocking, is that the price has finally started to kind of chill out, and the range has gotten a lot more narrower compared to what it was yesterday. Now, yesterday was like almost a historic day, freak of nature type move. So it's not shocking at all to see the price, having a little bit of a tighter range. And before I forget, yes, the market is still open, so you are not going crazy. That candle right there is still changing. And I thought, that'd be kind of cool if we got some sort of explosion move live while I did the update. Whether or not that happens, we'll see. But, like I said, you're not crazy. That candle is still moving because the market's still got a little bit of time before it closes. But like I said, I'm going to just talk about more so the general levels. Now, the one level that still totally pertains, and in fact, factored into today's price movement is right down here around the 155-ish mark, give or take. You can see that earlier on in the day, was it exact? It was not exact, but I think we can all agree, given that this is basically a $200 stock, it got pretty close to, bouncing off that area of support, which it did also yesterday during that really crazy period. So point here being right here, looked like it was an area at that gap close where you could find some support, and that was certainly, confirmed today as, a level where the buyers are hanging out at. So going into tomorrow, again, like I said in yesterday's video, I'm not trying to come across like these are great discoveries on my part. Anybody that understands charts, uses charts, is going to be observing these same areas. And when there are a lot of people observing a certain area, that is where, a self-fulfilling type prophecy effect comes into play. And that, down right around $1 or 155 is going to be that one level of support where a lot of eyeballs are on it. In the event that cannot hold, next level of support where the price could potentially head down here around the 130-ish mark, although given volatility is shrinking up a little bit compared to, yesterday. Again, yesterday was kind of an outlier type day. Maybe, going from 155 to 130 is no longer necessarily realistic in a single day, but something tells me this thing still got plenty of volatility left in it, especially to the downside. So we'll see what happens in that regard. As far as levels of resistance, let's knock out a couple of these real quick. As far as where sellers are currently hanging out at after today and all the data we got, very clearly some sellers hanging out right up around the 187 mark, give or take, 187, 188. You go back here and you can see that it was rejected this afternoon, rejected once again. So that'll be the near-term area of resistance. Next key level after that, up there at that purple line, the 50-period simple moving average. So I know I'll be watching this one tomorrow. And yeah, let's see if this one can pick back up in volatility or not. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.